Titans number 31, Dan Abnett writing. We had both Clayton Henry and Brent Peoples on the art, and this is the team coming back from the planet. Kyle Rayner takes them back to Earth, and they're like, shit, all that water went away. I guess we're late to help with that.
I love that. I love that it. So I've been down on it during Drowned Earth because of this stuff, because it just felt like an unnecessary detour. And now we're right back into what I was loving it. So this issue felt really good. And then Kyle just being like, no, I'm staying. I'm gonna help you guys out.
I actually really liked the last issue for the most part, but I dig that this feels like it's recouping, and everyone's kind of like getting back in, and they're doing medical scans and everyone, and Donna's kind of asserting herself as a leader. And I really like to see him with Batman, because Batman is basically like prodding them, and almost to the point where he wants Donna to take charge and say, no, I am the leader of this team, and this team is still going to do its job. And that is, because even with Kyle, where he kind of intentionally is like dropping that they need like a team member, and then Kyle says, no, I'm staying. He's like, that's the spirit, because Batman actually says that the spirit, and I was like, you know what, that was actually a well earned that's the spirit Batman moment. I was kind of into it.
Well, it was Batman being the teacher, right?
Yeah.
Like, which I like. So,
yeah.
But yeah, and then the scene where the red comes through Gar.
Yeah, through Beast Boy. Which, you know, it's a great scene, because I was like, what's going on here? This is really random and weird. And then it was like, no, we are the Red speaking through, Gar Logan. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Why is the Red speaking through him? And then they're like, no. The blood, the cult of blood, right? The blood cult.
Right.
What they're doing is they're trying to take control of the Red using the energy from the source wall. This is what their end game is. So we are contacting you to get on this. We need to stop them. So do it.
Yeah. And I like that the Red's still a thing, because we've dealt with the Green so much in Justice League Dark.
I love the idea. I love the idea that the Red wants to contact through Gar, because Gar is clearly going to be connected somewhat to it, because of his powers.
Right.
Because
if Animal Man's the avatar like Swamp Thing is, then it makes sense that Gar is kind of like Poison Ivy, to where that could be him one day, in the Animal Man spot.
I can see that.
So, but yeah, so I like that, and I like him like, hey, what happened? Why is everybody covered in red stuff?
Yeah, because when he finishes, all the red kind of like tendons and stuff that come out of his mouth and that, they all kind of burst, and like they cover everyone in like red blood and pus and goo and whatever. Yeah. And he's like, why is everyone covered in ketchup? What's going on? He just kind of plays dumb.
Yeah. In Viscera.
So good. And it all kind of boils down to, because we also have a scene where it's McGann's talking to Raven about her soul self. It's like, oh, it's in that fictional world that was created by the dude back in issue 24, but we sealed that off. We can't go back there. But then it turns out that they actually have to go back there, because that's where the blood cult are trying to go to get this, to get this guy, and the energy. So it's like, no, we're going to have to try and open a door. So that's how we kind of end, basically, with the energy and the devices that the Tasha and what's his face?
Ben.
Yeah, Ben Rubel from Supergirl.
Rubel.
Who brings up that he knows that Miss Martian's a white Martian, but then Natasha's like, no, we all found out, but she's fine. Like, just, respect her privacy. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, okay, it's cool. So do you know what I'm thinking about this? It feels like, unlike the first chunk of the book, before we got this new direction, it really feels like there's so many elements going on, and all the characters have their own arcs that they're all going through.
Yep.
McGann, because Batman basically reveals that, you're kind of looking after McGann because she's going through a lot, and she's a white Martian. And
John asked, wanted her there so people could keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Because she needs like a sense of camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of like the last white Martian. So.
Yeah, because it wasn't like you're babysitting her in the sense where she has to watch because she might do something bad. She needs support. She needs a support group.
Right.
And that was a nice touch. So
this reminds me of all those books where it's a random assortment of characters, but they're all doing cool stuff. And by the end of it, all the characters are better for it. Like, this is the most I've liked Beast Boy, I think, ever. Even through John's Teen Titans.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
This version of him that's conflicted because he can't maintain a form and whatnot.
And Kyle as well is important here, because he's actually, he was beyond the source wall back in like one of the, I don't know what run that was, end of New 52.
It was under
the New 52, yeah.
Yeah.
When he's a White Lantern, he went beyond the source wall.
And
It
oh
was like,
man, and him being like it's not good
yeah,
behind
I
there,
think that was that might have been at the
lights
end of his
out.
New Guardians book because
Yeah.
he lost
Yeah.
being a White Lantern for a while.
Do you know what I like
Yep.
about that? I like that they remember that was something they brought up, like, you know, unrelated to everything that's going on now. But no, oh, that happened in his book. He went beyond the source wall. We should
Right.
probably mention that. And I like that it's relevant here. It's like, no, he saw
Yeah.
like all the
Well,
power and energy that they have to maintain
yeah.
and keep back.
Well, he's not just on the team because he got them off of the planet,
Yeah.
and he's a Green Lantern. You know, it's like, oh no, him being there actually makes sense.
Yeah, and it feels
So-
right. Even though he's not typically been a Titans character, it feels right that because he's older, like Donna, that they'll kind of like co-lead the
Yeah.
team. Although Donna's definitely the leader,
Yeah.
she's definitely asserted herself.
You know, I tried catching up on Titans
Yeah.
this week, and I do not understand how you're so positive. It felt like a minute ago you mentioned how all the characters have all these threads, and it's to me it felt so messy.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, Connor, and we've clearly established many a time that your taste.
I mean, like it was every issue. It was like Raven going, "Oh yeah, I lost my soul self." I'm like, "Okay, shut up. I know."
Yeah, but we addressed that too,
Yeah,
because I brought that up. Like we get it, and now there's payoff now. So
yeah, they're getting to it. No, I think all the characters are pretty likable. The camaraderie is likable. Kyle sticking around is great because I like Kyle a lot. Obviously, having his crab mask, his glorious crab mask. Yeah, so that was it. So they go through the door. They make a door. It's kind of mixed with a construct from Kyle, from the stuff that they've built and everything else. It's like, okay, we're going in. We're going into this fictional world to try and get the soul self, but also try and deal with the cult. So
blood cult.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So Connor's questionable opinions be damned. All right, Matt, what are you giving this issue?
This is an 8.5 for me. I just
8.5, yeah.
halfway through the book, I was like, "Wow, I'm really enjoying this."
I
This
won't
feels
go-
like a throwback.
I
So,
won't go quite that high. I'll go with a solid 8. But I'm really digging this as a B tier book. Like I'm really having fun every time I read it. It's come back to single shipping, which is fine. But it was only double shipping for like 2, maybe 3 months, which is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, if that's what's going to keep it chugging along, then cool. I guess it may have been because it was tying into the crossover, and they wanted to not
Get
have it
through that.
linger. Yeah, not linger like on that for
right.
too
Well,
long.
because it was double shipping on the event too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That makes sense.